Evening all, welcome back to Dust. Right, what we're doing here is a little bit of battle cats. You see that's our mighty battle cat there. We're just shooting dudes. It's not going terribly well. And it's about to get worse. Oh, look at that tank. Boom. Bloody tanks. Anyway, how's things? I mean, Dust seems to be going quite well at the moment. Enjoying the games quite a bit. I must admit that there does seem to be quite a challenging and enjoyable and exciting set of games currently going on. I've just unlocked Minmatar prototype Logi. My god, that's got a lot of slots. 4, 4, and 4. What the hell's that about? But anyway, loving it. It's a bloody expensive suit, but it's quite cool to do all those things. So we'll probably look at that in the next few videos. We won't worry about it right now. I am enjoying being a Logi. I'll probably just talk about that because all my Dust career, I guess I've always been playing Slayers. That's probably the wrong word, but I've always just been playing, very kind of scouty style suits. Never really got into assault and medium frames, to be honest with you. Ran heavies relatively often, forged guns, the heavy machine guns, etc. But I always disregarded Logi, and I don't know why. I think it was just always because I assumed that others would do it. And I thought I would be better placed shooting dudes. But obviously, with the game changing so much from Chromosome, and I think just changing generally, I just for some reason don't seem to be able to, to hit the side of a barn door if I was pissing right against it. And I don't know why. I think it could be just mouse and keyboard, probably. But I'm finding that it's actually just a bit easier to be a Logi because I don't know, maybe the supporting role is a bit more fun. You get a lot more points, that's for sure. So you cap quicker, so I'm all for that. I don't like playing the amount I play at the moment. I'm playing probably every day, and it's kind of driving me mad a bit. The game is fun, and what it is you'll have like, I don't know, 3, 4 good games in a row. And you can still lose a good game. Let me quantify what a good game is to me. A good game is where you have an enemy that is equally as skilled as you are, as your team is. Blueberries and redberries on both sides all try. They're not just sat in the MCC AFKing it. And they do actually, it feels like a very balanced match. The word balance is the one I'll go to on this particular point. And we had, you'll have like 2 or 3 matches like that which feel very balanced, and that could be ambush, domination, or even skirmish. It could be any one of those 3, but you just generally find that you have the balanced match, right? And then all of a sudden you'll go into an ambush, and it'll just be a complete tank stomp. It'll be Duna and his gang, and it's just literally, his whole gang is there, like cackling Igor minions trying to, I don't know, keep their master safe. And he just then runs around with his blaster tank, impossible to kill. And when you do kill the fucker, he then just immediately jumps out and runs away with his prototype, everything, officer, gun, whatever. And then he calls another one in, and then you got to kill him again. So you spend the whole match trying to kill one guy in a tank, and it gets very, very dull indeed. And that then means a shit match. So you can still beat the guys, but it's a terrible, terrible, boring, bollocky kind of match, because really all you're doing is reacting to one player being a turd. Now, in this kind of case, this is unfortunately very common, but you'll have if you get Q-synced with these people, so if you then run with them, you'll probably end up running with that group all night. So sometimes he'll be on your side, which, surely is not a bad thing, right? No, it's even worse, because then you can't get kills, because he's just there stomping with the one tactic he does for 14 hours a day, every day, all day, every day, continually. And it's boring, and that becomes very dull indeed. You then have, obviously, the ability to leave the match halfway through or after a bit, and then you can obviously break the chain, because you're then in another group, and that I would recommend. I think if you do find yourself in a group of players who are just complete dickheads, then just leave, go and join another, just wait until the halfway point, then leave, and then join another match, and you'll probably find that you'll never see them again all night, because you'll be just differently synced. You'll never really kind of meet up with them again. I would advise you do this, because my god, the games just become awful when you have this kind of real try-hard bullshit nonsense, sort of player like that in there. And I think there's only a few out there that I would recommend you keep an eye out for and don't fight. Just walk away from them, because they're just turds. They just literally have no no ability to do anything different than the one tactic that just means they win. Because all they're not actually playing to have fun. They're playing to get the best stats on a free-to-play game that means nothing, because that might be the one achievement in their life that means something other than being assaulted at school by the priest. I don't know. It does feel like that. And I think this is kind of my issue with it, is it's just such a hollow thing to be kind of hold your hand up and say, I won, I beat you. It's like, well, yeah, good on you, bro. Were you touched by your uncle? It's just weird, you know what I mean? It's like, why would that be such an important part of your life? To be honest, these are always going to be the ways. And I think sometimes it doesn't hurt just to leave the match and go, join another style of match. We unfortunately have to do this relatively often, because eventually you find that there's just some complete douche lords who then stomp another match. So, all of a sudden you then got two gangs of Q-synced, whoever it may be, I won't mention names. And then you're kind of in the same position where you're thinking, well, it's not really that fair to fight two Q-synced gangs. People ask me what my opinion on Q-syncing is, and I kind of say it's not terribly fair. I mean, if you Q-sync, you're going to win. Unless you're shit at the game, you're going to win a Q-sync battle, because there's 12 of you versus, at most 6 coordinated people. So I think Q-syncing is a bit kind of bollocky. I would say that is just... I'm not a fan of it. I mean, if you want to do it, fine. I don't care. I'm not going to tell you not to. Who am I to tell you what to? But personally, I generally would not condone it, and I don't do it. We've got... Darkstar Army has got a lot of people at intervals, but we don't Q-sync. I guess it's because I don't want to be that guy who does it. That is honestly just my opinion. I'm not sort of saying it's a good or bad thing, but for me, if I saw a Q-sync gang, I'd leave. Even if we had a very good squad of 6, I would just say, well, they're Q-syncing, let's leave. They're not looking for a fight; they're looking to stomp, and that's the truth of this kind of thing. If you want a Q-sync, go do PC, for fuck's sake. That felt good saying that. But I think generally, you do find that certain pub matches just become an absolute bloody chore. And I don't think there's much you can do about it. And all I would just recommend is that you leave the game. There is nothing wrong with leaving the game. And I think Judge puts this right. The rare occasions when we do, and people see us leave at the start matches sometimes, it's only because we're picking people up, dudes. Chill out. But if we do see a Q-synced gang, we would leave generally as well. And I think it's only because we're kind of saying, well, look, they obviously want it more than we do. We're playing this to relax. I don't know why they're playing it. And I think sometimes, it's not the end of the world if you do that. I would recommend you do, in fact. I think that's probably one example of places, times of when it's perfectly okay to drop from a game. I think sometimes, you can end up just fighting the same place, the same people in the same map over and over. And we had this recently. We had Ashlands, that horrible one with the central tower. I'm not a fan of it. And we had Ashlands, I think it was something like 5 to 6 times in a row on domination, which was like, what is going on here? And we were laughing at it because it was just so odd that we got this same map over and over again. And then eventually it was like, we actually just left the map and then, trying to join another one. And then it was Ashlands again. So we left that one, joined another one, Ashlands again. It's like, seriously, there's something going on here. So it was a bit bizarre. But, I think sometimes you will get obviously that very annoying Avistance where it's just the same map over and over. And I think there's, again, nothing wrong with just going and doing a different map. There's nothing wrong with it at all. And I think just keep dropping and wait until you find the map you do want. It's kind of stupid even at this point with public matches that we do not have the ability to say, I want to play this map and this game mode. Not enough people playing, potentially. Who knows? But I just think at the moment there's got to be, a better way to do that. Hopefully Legion will remove that, because maybe in Legion the same part of the planet is always going to be the same map. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they're going to make it. Are the levels going to be persistent and open all the time so people can drop in and find you there? I mean, I'm curious. I want to know. There's so much potentially there that they could do, but I'm really curious to see. This is something they could never do with Dust. You can't leave a map open for longer than like half an hour. Otherwise, the map starts to die. It actually starts to lag out and die, which is stupid. So, there's obviously just massive technical barriers getting Dust to where we wanted it to be. And I'm hoping that obviously Legion steps in, because I'm hoping it will be all part of the cluster for Eve, so they could have persistent open maps like they have persistent open systems. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.